Second segment, we'll have George Hassan, CEO of Internetaholics. He's a graduate of the University of Florida Warrington School of Business. He's a small business entrepreneur. George Hassan is a creative and versatile outlook on all aspects of business, focusing his efforts on marketing for the past 9 years. He has aided him in founding and consulting with many small businesses. He's currently the CEO and marketing director for Internetaholics, a creative website design and internet marketing firm in Miami. We'll discuss website design basics and why do I need to freshen up my website and how the new website can make me money. Hey everybody, welcome back to Freedom Business, and we're going to get right to it with my good friend George Hassan of Internetaholics. George, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Jim. Thanks for having me on today.
Oh, it's my absolute pleasure, and thank you so much for realizing that I needed to get my website tuned up. And what we'll be doing for our audience is, if you'll keep your eye on freedombusiness.com over the next few weeks, you're going to see George and his firm transform my one-dimensional, personally designed website into a masterpiece, and then they're going to integrate all of my business platforms for me into one site. And boy, I've been trying to get this accomplished for I don't know how long, but I've been terrified to jump in. So George, thank you for helping me, and thank you for joining us on the show today.
Thank you.
Now George, how would somebody go about automating and optimizing their website for 2010?
Well, the biggest thing I hear from people when I talk to people nowadays is just that their website's complicated. They have to contact a designer that never responds to them, so they can't really use it. It's not too user-friendly from that aspect. The design of it's a little bit, outdated. So the first thing that we try to do is we bring them up to speed with Web 2.0 technology. We do that, Jim, by usually integrating them with a CMS, content management system, making it real easy and versatile for them to go on the back end, update their website, which is just as easy as using a program like Word, Microsoft Word, for them to make edits, add pages. We also let them use interaction with the visitors of their site by instituting a blog, letting the visitors leave comments. We optimize their site a lot of different ways. With the code being standardized, it's real search engine friendly.
Well, it's a totally different world to me. I've worked in internet firms. I spent a bunch of time at condo.com, and I consider myself to be somewhat savvy on the internet. I've built my own content on one of my websites, but I did make a mistake and locked it. And then I decided, well, I'll update all my websites. And my friend said, oh, why don't you put an ad on such and such a bulletin board? And I got a bunch of people from Belarus and India, and they all wanted to, it seemed like, at the end, scam me. And so the most important thing to me is being able to touch and feel and have a conversation with your designer.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's really crucial to meet with your designer, to have them readily available at your disposal, and to have them teach you how to use your website. So ultimately, you don't need to call them when you do these small updates or make changes. A lot of that has to do, like I said, with the CMS that we use, the Web 2.0 technology. We make it very dynamic for them to upload pages, to make automation simple for them. You're not a web designer. I don't expect you to become one just to have a website working properly for you.
No, I really appreciate your helping me have a sophisticated machine, because that's what it is that an idiot like me can operate. Now, how can people make their site automated and simple to use, as well as well optimized for traffic?
Well, the first thing we would do for somebody like that is we would convert their site onto an open source CMS such as Joomla or WordPress. And by doing that, we get the dynamics of being able to upload and run blogs really easily. We would let like I said, have the visitors interact on the site, give ratings to articles, leave a comment on a blog, to be able to interact and really get the marketing aspect of it going. Marketing is driven a lot by content, as well as when you work off a CMS, it's really easy for a client to go in there and update their keywords, and get themselves visible to people who are out using Google.
Now, I know that the keyword stuff is really important, because just this week I've had 3 people call me from Canada that found me on the internet on my obsolete website, which I was at least functionally literate enough to put the right meta words on. Now, you mentioned something to me earlier in the program that was called Web 2.0. Can you explain that a little?
Yeah, Web 2.0 is a new standard where everybody who builds a site kind of uses a standardized code. That's one aspect of it. That aspect is really good, Jim, because if I have somebody who wants to go in and make edits to a website, and it's a custom website, I might not know what the designer did in there beforehand, and it might be really complicated. But if somebody's using a Web 2.0 technology, it's all standardized. It's good for that reason. It's also good because it's standardized. It's real easy for the search engine to see. The visibility is real easy for them. It also, Web 2.0 is customer interaction on a website. You know, websites used to be glorified brochures.
Right.
Now we interact with them. You interact with the social media, which social media is awesome. It's a real big part of interacting with clients online nowadays, and just encompassing all of that with your website, so it's more than just a brochure. In a nutshell, kind of sums up Web 2.0.
Now, I heard you say something else, and I'm going to be getting you on all of your jargon every time you open up with one of these terms that a guy like me doesn't know. So I heard you say CMS, I guess that's Content Management System. What exactly is that, and how does that work?
In layman's terms, a CMS is like a web-based software that runs your website. So if anybody's ever worked off of a web-based software, running a website's a real cinch. Even if you haven't, it's a real cinch. It's just like going in and creating articles, just like creating regular documents that we do in our workflow every day. You know, making a couple clicks here, a check mark here, disabling here, publishing here, and then, you know, after a couple hours of me showing you, you feel like a website pro. So you don't feel so locked down to having to call a designer and waiting forever. If you want to change, you have the ability to do it. As well, the content management system makes your website very well optimized by making it real easy for you to go in there, put in keywords, having a very clean code structure. In a nutshell, that's a CMS, Jim, you know?
That's great. And now, how do you optimize for website traffic? I hear SEO a lot, and can you go over that in just a short bit of time, because I want to make sure we have enough time for you to put out. You know what, before you go into that, give folks your website and your phone number in case they want to give you a call direct.
Thanks. Well, my company is Internetoholics. Our number is 866-817-6887. You can get us on the web at internetoholics.com. That's internetoholics.com. Just like an alcoholic, internetaholic, we're addicted to the internet.
Okay, now real quick to kind of wrap up, just give me a real brief intro to what is SEO, search engine optimization.
Great. I'm going to do it as quickly as I can here, Jim. There's two basic parts of SEO. There's what you do on page and there's what you do off page. On page SEO is real common. You heard of it. Keywords, meta tags, you know, descriptions, page titles, which is all very important. And you have to optimize your site, know how to do that, know what keywords are the right keywords. The other part of it is the offsite optimization, which is usually what you would hire a firm to do like mine, which is link building, creating exposure for your company all over the web for the industry terms you want to rank for, press releases, putting out a lot of blog articles, social bookmarking, a lot of stuff that goes into it, more for me to explain right now, but I think it's a real crucial part of owning a business successfully in 2010.
Well, George, Mike, how much time do we have left?
If you want, I can give you 30 seconds.
You're such a sweetheart. So we're going to use that 30 seconds so George can say his email and website one more time. And I want to remind everybody to get your pencil ready. George will be a regular on the show, and make sure you go to freedonbusiness.com, that's FRIED on business.com, to watch George and his friends do their magic. George, how do people find you?
Great. You can log on to internetoholics.com, internetoholics.com. As well, if you check out the small business blog, we're going to be corresponding what we're doing with Jim's sites on the blog, so you can check it out, see it firsthand going on, see what we're going to be able to create for him. You can get me at 866-817-6887, info@internetoholics.com.
George, thanks for joining us today. You've set the record on most information in shortest amount of time for the show. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be right back after this short message with Adam Taub from Estrella Marketing.